Posting from a throwaway just in case my husband, or any of my family and friends reads this. I'm going to change a few details because I'm paranoid, but the story is the same. I am a saleswoman, and I do very well for myself. My husband and I have been married for 2 years now, and together for 5. This is my first marriage, and my husband's second. He has an 8-year-old daughter from his previous relationship, and has always had full custody of her. Our dating life was tricky with him being a full-time single dad, and having to work long hours, but we made it work. I met his daughter when she was 4 after we had been dating for a year. I liked her very much, and have always done my best to be the best stepmommy ever. She calls me mom, and I have done all the mom things for her. I've helped her get dressed and ready for school, done her hair, cooked her meals, helped with homework and soccer practice, taken her for ice cream dates, tucked her into bed, read her stories, etc. I'm not perfect and I've made mistakes, but overall we've been a very happy family. When my husband and I got engaged, he asked if I would like to be a stay-at-home mom for Lizzie and any future children we had. At the time I politely declined. I was doing well in my career, loved going to work, and the thought of being home all day with a kid and doing nothing but housework and typical SAHM things didn't really tickle my fancy. My then fiancé was gracious, and we both assumed that was how it would be for any future children we had. Fast forward to now, and I am now 6 months pregnant with our son. I am on cloud 9. I was always in a permanent state of bliss, and something in me changed. I started thinking about being a SAHM, and suddenly, it didn't seem so bad. I am in love with my son, and want to spend as much time with him as I can. I know it's not all roses and champagne. There is actually a lot of poop, drool, screaming, and exhaustion involved, but I can't really stand the thought of having 2 weeks maternity leave and then handing my son to a stranger in daycare. I'd been thinking about this for months because I wanted to make sure this was something I really wanted and not wishful thinking. I weighed the pros and cons and spoke to my supervisor. I'm at the point in my career where I could work from home full-time and stay with my son and pick my stepdaughter up from school. I certainly wouldn't mind watching her and doing more things with her too. The more I think about it, the more I want to try this. So after I put little Lizzie to bed tonight, I asked my husband if we could talk and excitedly broached my idea. I was very unprepared for his reaction. My husband is furious. He yelled that we had agreed I wouldn't be a SAHM before we got married, and it was bullshit. I was changing my mind now. He said I was a rotten stepmother, and I clearly loved our son more than Lizzie. And it was disgusting the obvious favoritism I was showing him. He also said I shouldn't be allowed to stay at home with our son if his daughter didn't get to experience it with me. For the record, Lizzie is very excited about her little brother and can't wait for him to be born. She's never expressed any kind of anxiety, sadness, or jealousy towards him or me. I was shocked and stunned. My husband is on the couch, his choice, and I'm here crying in our room. I am so very hurt by what my husband said. I know I'm not perfect, but I've really done the best for Lizzie that I could. I never thought I'd change my mind about being a SAHM when I got pregnant, but now I really, truly want to do this. And I wouldn't have to quit my job either, which is a double bonus. I am very hurt by what my husband said, and frankly a little angry at his accusation. I do not love the baby more than Lizzie. I do love Lizzie, and while I admit, I feel a deeper connection to this baby, I feel that is due to the fact that I'm going through the experience of pregnancy, and it's really hitting home for me. This baby is half me, but that doesn't mean I love Lizzie any less. It's just different. Is that really so wrong? Am I really a bad stepmom? I didn't plan on changing my mind, and again, I still plan to keep my job, and I don't mind taking extra care of Lizzie in addition to the baby. In fact, I think it might be a chance for us to grow closer and bond over the baby. I don't know what to say to my husband. I tried telling him all the things I've said here, including spending more time and growing closer to Lizzie, but all he did was yell louder and say more awful things about my parenting. I'm pretty crushed and honestly growing more angry by the minute. I feel that I am a good stepmom to Lizzie, and she seems to think so too. The only one who seems to have a problem is my husband. TL. Dr. asked to be a SAHM for our baby after giving it considerable thought, and my husband blew up at me and accused me of being a horrible parent and loving our son more than his daughter. I am shocked, hurt, and angry. Advice.